Going to do something a little bit differently, trying to get more views and more listeners, more subscribers on the show. AJ Let's Talk Sports podcast and YouTube on your Monday recap Monday, however you want to say it. A lot of good things happening for me right now. Don't want to get into all that, but a lot of good stuff. I got a little show prep. I was going to do a podcast and do my regular shows like I always do, but I was a little bit busy today. I got my homework done today. I'm in communications degree program. Got that done. I'm in a history class as well. History 122, I think it is. Western civilization after the 30 Years War is what I picked. So it's pretty cool, actually. I actually really enjoy it. Shout out to Megan. Talked to you today. My little sister. She's doing college stuff too. Making moves, boys. Making moves. Money moves. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? To survive. Anyways, check this out. What is this filter? Oh, it's a little filter thing. Oh, that's for the thumbnail thing. That's pretty cool. Oh, whoops. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why it's popped up here. Okay. All right, looks like we're good. Anyways, we're going to get into the topic of conversation here. And that is, I got it all written down on my trusty little thingamabobber on my steno pad. And let's see, we did that podcast from Friday's show. That was season 3, episode 32, by the way. What's up? Anyways, it's in top headlines. Then we're just going to take a look at just the PGA and UFC tour, UFC results. I actually watched the UFC fights. Really good, by the way. PGA Tour was under rain delay for like 2 days. Thunderstorms and everything down there in Point Verde Beach. That's on the Atlantic coast, by the way. And, sorry, I'm not really good live. Anyway, so taking a look at the leaderboard. Got everything written up here. I actually picked, what did I pick? I picked, I think Patrick Cantlay. I did. Patrick Cantlay didn't even make the cut. Didn't even make the final cut. Cameron Smith actually won. The Ozzy. And then Aaron Anirban Lahiri got second. Paul Casey, Kevin Kistner, Keegan Bradley, Harold Varner III was up there. Kevin Mitchell dropped a little bit. Kevin Mitchell was actually up there, or Keith Mitchell, sorry. Kevin Mitchell was a baseball player back in the day. Berger was up there a little bit. I know Bubba Watson stayed up there in the top for a minute, and then he dropped down. Wonder where he ended up, because he was one of my favorites. Bubba tied for 68th. He went +8 or +7. Finished the last 2 rounds, the third and fourth round, 78 and a 76. Absolutely putrid. So there's their PGA. Then we get into the UFC. So then there was Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva, which actually was a pretty good fight. Pereira was just tearing him apart, picking him apart, man. Pop, 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 pop. But Silva had some takedowns, taking him down to the ground, try to get a little ground and pound on him, but he didn't get it. Didn't get it done. Pereira kept it standing, knocks him out, gets the win. No, just playing. It was a unanimous decision. So that went 3 rounds. Then we went into my boy Drew Dober versus Terence Mckinney. That was actually a really good fight, because I remember that fight. Drew Dober was getting his rock knocked off. His block was just like, oh man, I'm gonna die, don't get it. He gets up and he grounds and pounds him back. He sits there, he got him, he didn't get him against the ropes or against the octagon, but he got him right there in a clinch, put a knee to his dome piece, boom, dropped Mckinney down on the ground, and then Drew Dober finishes with the punches, and the ref says, no way, it's over with. And that was Drew Dober. And then we had Khalil Roger. Those are back-to-back wins. 2-0 so far. 2-0 so far in the UFC main card pick'ems. Everybody's like, listen, and AJ, oh my gosh, he's doing so good. I can't believe how good he's doing. He's freaking awesome. We need to give this guy money because he's so good at UFC picks. Because he's the best at UFC picks shows. That's what they said. So then you got Roundtree Jr. versus Carl Robertson. And I picked Roundtree Jr. I didn't even know he was left-handed. My boy's a southpaw, and he came out of nowhere dropping bombs on him. And did you see When Robertson, Roundtree grips him down on the ground. He falls down on the ground. He's up trying to get up. Roundtree got him, kind of rocked him with the right hook. Bam! And then Robertson comes down, and Robertson's like trying to get up. He's like, oh, crap, man. So he's getting up, and he's all on all fours. What's Roundtree do? He said, you ain't going to get up, son. Bam! And he kicks him with his right leg right into which was a legal kick, by the way. Didn't kick him to his dome piece. He kicked him right into his side. I don't know where it hit him at. It hits him right into the side. Bam! He's like, oh, man, I'm dead. And then Roundtree goes and finishes him off. Tat, 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 tat. And it's over. It's over. He was just still sitting there. The whole time, I think Robertson's still sitting on the ground right there in the octagon. Guy got beat up. Well, then here comes Sodie Youssef versus Alexis. I almost picked Caceres. You got to go with Bruce Leroy. If you have a nickname called Bruce Leroy, you got to pick him. But I didn't pick him. So I picked Youssef. He was at a minus 250, gets the win, gets the dub, and unanimous decision. And this is when I started. No, we're not into that yet. We're not into the. Yeah, we was. So this is when I started picking the underdogs. This was the dog of the fight. The dogs, right? So the last two fights, Marlon versus Song Yadong. Song Yadong. He had a pretty wife, though, by the way. I don't know if you saw her in the octagon. She was actually pretty good looking. And she was the interpreter, too. So she knows how to speak English and Chinese. So, ni hao ma, wo han hao, shi xie. That's all I know. Anyway, so Marlon was at a plus 195 at the fight, and then Song Yadong was at a minus 240, which obviously he was a favorite, and you thought he was going to win. Everybody thought he was going to win, and he did win. But unfortunately, the last two fights, I went crazy and wanted to go and get my money back on the last two fights, just in case if you missed any in the prelims and the early prelims, and you had to get your money back on the last two fights, and you went on the underdog on the last two fights, you lost both fights. So I went Marlon Moraes, but it got the performance of the night, though, by the way. $25K to each, I think. So that one was really quick. First round knockout. Marlon was done. Knocked him out. Plumb out. What? Queer Street. I don't think you can say that. But anyways. So Thiago Santos, which was my pick. He was at a plus 340. Pretty decent, significant underdog. But if he could stop the takedowns and he can drop bombs on him, it would be good. But actually, Magomed Ankalaev, I'm saying his name wrong, but Ankalaev actually surprised me. He stood, and it seemed like he couldn't really say it. Like, I don't know if his Russian's broken or whatever, but when he had that other guy, he probably didn't want to tell everybody that here in America, but he was probably just like, dude, I'm just going to stand and bang with this guy because that's what he's known for. And I'm going to prove to all you guys I'm not just a wrestler. They didn't really say anything like this if you watch any of the UFC recaps. I think Akalea was like, I want to prove to everybody that I'm not just a ground and pound wrestler guy that's just going to lay on top of you. He actually stood. He took Santos shots. He was pretty well on his feet. So he gets the dub, and he takes him down. He just wanted to go. He said he wanted to go the whole 5 rounds, but I think what it was, he wanted to go the whole 5 rounds and plus show the world that he can stay and keep standing, and kept pressuring Thiago Santos against the octagon, against the cage. Santos is not a guy that wants to back down, but Ankalaev kept backing him down against the fence, If you kept watching the whole entire fight, back him down against the octagon fence. He didn't have nowhere to go. He had to keep going. He had to keep going horizontal, left or right. He couldn't back up. He couldn't do anything because he was sitting right there. And I noticed that the whole entire fight. Santos, he needed to push. But when he started pushing there at the end, like the last couple rounds, he kind of wasn't standing against the fence. He was trying to get out of the way. He was trying to if he was forcing the issue, when he starts slinging, Uncle Ab doesn't know where those fists are going to come from, and he could have whopped him down, but he didn't. He didn't do it. But Thiago Santos, you got to respect him. He's got the Thor hammer tattooed. If you got a Thor hammer tattooed on your chest, bro, you got to be good. You better be good. But he gets the loss. And I went 4-2 in the main card just because I went on chances. Now, if I would have threw some money and put a stack down on them cards, then you bet your sweet behind I would have picked Ankalaev. I'll tell you that much right now. And once sports betting is real back in here in Ohio, and everything is going to be good and Gucci in Ohio, I'm going to be putting that Stacks and stacks on stacks, getting those dollar bills, y'all, with the UFC fights. I'm telling you right now, your boy's going to be about making 50K just from the bets. Anyways. All right, so there's your UFC fight. Now we're looking at the Final Four. March Madness, dude. It's March Madness right now. Who you got? Get your brackets out, put 5 spot on them, and get that dough at the end of the season or at the end of the March Madness. You know what I'm saying? What is it, April 4th or something like that? When is it? April 4th. April 4th is the national championship. Who I got? Real quick. Kentucky's in there. I don't even want to spoil alert. Kentucky wins the whole dadgum thing. That's all I got to say. You're done. Wrap, cut it, stamp it, deliver it, mail it. It's gone. Email that. Send. So Gonzaga's going to be in there, though. So you got... I'm trying to see who I really got here. I got Gonzaga going in. Vermont's a surprise pick for me in that bracket. Coming out of the West. A sleeper West pick, Vermont. I'm telling you right now. Watch out for Vermont. And I don't want to really say it because that's coming out. That's coming out of the South. So I got Gonzaga. This isn't a touchscreen. Gonzaga. Let's see. Vermont, like I said, Vermont's going to be a sleeper pick in that one. Coming out of the East, you got Baylor. I don't think the Baylor Bears are going to kind of fold a little bit once you get to the Elite Eight. I don't think they're going all the way. Purdue, watch Big Ten. Purdue's going to be a sleeper. My brother has them going pretty far on one of his picks. Then you got, look at that, surprise Yale at 14. Look at that. Princeton and Yale. Yale got the victory on that the other day. Kentucky at number 2 versus St. Peter's. That should be an easy win. And I got Kentucky going the whole thing and winning the whole thing. Look at Akron, surprise number 13. These little 13 seeds, lucky number 13. Watch out your 13 picks. You guys want to see some sleepers and some Cinderella stories. Lucky number 13, Vermont. Look at Vermont. Akron, an Ohio team. They're coming out of nowhere. We got Ohio teams galore around here. Xavier's in there. Arizona. You got Dayton. Dayton, almost UD should have been a surprise pick to be in there, but Davidson got it because they won the A10 championship. Dayton missed it, but they should have been in there. Chattanooga's tough. UAB, got to watch out for them Blazers. Wright State and Bryant. These are the play-in games of the first 4. That's March 15th. What day is it today? That's tomorrow. Tomorrow, the play-in games. Wright State Raiders out of Beaver Creek, Ohio, right down the street here, could be a 16 seed. That's pretty sweet. You got Okay, here we go. This is where I wanted to get into. Ohio State, that's tough. It's a 50-50 against Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago is a bad butt team. You got to watch out for them. But it depends on how Kyle Young plays. If he plays, if Zed plays, if these my Ohio State Buckeye boys play, Coach Holtzman, you got to get them ready to play, man. You can't say fatigue is the problem. They're losing these games. I don't want to hear about fatigue. If you get on the press conference and cry about fatigue, I'm going to drive down to the press conference wherever you guys are playing at. I'm going to drive down there in my little Cobalt, and I'm going to slap you across the face. I'm going to slap you, Coach Holtman, if you blame it on fatigue if you lose against Loyola Chicago. I don't want to hear it. Don't even put no excuses. If you go on my Facebook and you see you go on there and you look at my stuff, you're going to say, hey, you have to play the game. Fundamentals. Don't be fatigued. You're not fatigued. You got to get things done. That's what you got to do. Anyways, I'm just getting excited about my Ohio State Buckeyes. They haven't been in the tournament in a while, and if they do get in the tournament, they just crumble like a daggone cookie. Anyways, that was out of the South bracket. South bracket is a little bit shaky. Longwood, watch out for Longwood. I got Longwood going to the Elite Eight, boys. I got Longwood going to the Elite Eight. Just thought I'd let you know that one. And what seed is that? What seed is that? That's a 14 seed. The number 13 seed on South is Chattanooga. Watch out for choo-choo Chattanooga. All right, Midwest. Rock Chalk Jayhawks. KU. Okay, there you go. Rock Chalk Jayhawk style. Then you got Texas Southern, Texas A&M. When are they playing? They're going to be playing right by the Wright State Raiders. This is all University of Dayton games. They're going to be played right down the street, downtown, Dayton, at UD Arena. The first 4, March 15th, March 16th. Be ready for that. All right, excuse me. All right, Iowa. Watch out for Iowa. Big Ten. Now, they have 9 Big Ten teams in this NCAA March Madness tournament this year. I think that's probably one of the most, or tied with the most, in the Big Ten ever of all time in the March Madness. So kind of anxious to see what happens there. San Diego State, 8 seed. Those are 8, 9 seeds. San Diego State, Creighton has a toss-ups. Uh-oh, what happened? I just lost my screen. I went black screen on it. All right, so you got Iowa. Watch for Iowa. South Dakota State against Providence. That's a toss-up game to me. Number 13, lucky number 13s. South Dakota State. Then you got Iowa State, Wisconsin. Watch out for the Big Ten. Like I said, Big Ten teams are tough, and the Big Ten teams will play you tough. Just thought I'd let you know. Jacksonville State in there at a 15. Auburn. But out of that Midwest bracket, I think the Rock Chalk Jayhawks KU, I got them in the Final Four, I believe. I think I got almost all number ones in there on one of the brackets. Like I got Arizona, Gonzaga, Kentucky, and Kansas. I don't think any surprise will happen with the final number ones that are in the Final Four. But there is your tournament brackets. See what happens. I mean, you got to get some upsets. And this is probably one of the biggest tournaments that you're going to have some upset alerts. Like I said, lucky number 13 is going to come out of nowhere. Don't be surprised if all 13s go on after the round 1 or Sweet 16. You heard it here first. Possibly all 13 seeds. Who is that? Vermont. That is Akron. Vermont, Akron, Chattanooga, and South Dakota State. I'm just saying it right now on the odds makers. It's not about the team. It's about the statistics. Lucky number 13 is going to make it happen for you guys. Just got to let you know that. And there is all you can take from this show. AJ Let's Talk Sports, podcast, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. Listen to AJ Let's Talk Sports, get your sports needs. Check out my daughter on the show too. She's on there as well. I got her edited all down and sounding really nice on the shows. Love you guys. God bless. Make sure you tip that waitress, boys.